Elijah's fast food. Way back in the Old Testament, there was a man named Elijah. He was a prophet from Gilead. One day, God told Elijah to go to Samaria with a message for wicked King Ahab, who ruled the land. Now, Elijah was probably a little bit scared because King Ahab wasn't a very nice guy, but he set off for the king's palace because God had told him to. Now, King Ahab and Queen Jezebel had encouraged people to stop worshiping God and to worship false idols instead. They had tried to kill all God's prophets, and they had brought in false prophets to replace them. Uh-oh. The king felt he was in control of everything, and he was very proud. Suddenly, out of the blue, Elijah appeared in front of him. "I serve the Lord, the God of Israel," he announced. "As surely as the Lord lives, I tell you the truth. No rain or dew will fall during the next few years unless I command it." The king gasped. Who could stop the rain and dew? Surely his new false gods controlled the weather, right? Well, right? After all, wasn't his god Baal the one who controlled the rain and the harvests? Having delivered God's message, Elijah rushed away. "Leave this place," God told him. So Elijah hightailed it out of town, away from evil King Ahab. God said, "Go east and hide near the Kerith ravine. It is east of the Jordan River. You may drink from the brook there. And I have commanded ravens to bring you food." What? Ravens would be delivering food to Elijah? That's crazy. Now, ravens are blackbirds that look like crows, but they are way larger. And ravens are very selfish birds. They might bring food, but would they really hand it over to Elijah? They would rather eat it themselves. Would God really use them to feed Elijah as he hid in the ravine? Elijah did what the Lord told him to do. And just as God had promised, the Raven Express brought Elijah bread and meat every morning. Now that's a new kind of fast food. And the ravens returned with bread and meat every evening. Elijah drank water from the brook and lived in the Kerith ravine. But days, weeks, and months passed without any dew or rain. After a while, the brook dried up. The king and his people asked their false gods to send rain, but no rain fell. People were getting thirsty, and the cattle were dying. What would Elijah do now that he had no more fresh water to drink? God had a new plan to keep his prophets safe. "Go out of the country to Zarephath," God told Elijah. "I have commanded a widow there to take care of you." So Elijah packed up his things, made his way out of the ravine, and headed north out of Israel to the country of Zarephath. He knew God would provide food and drink for him once again. It might not be fast food by the Raven Express, but God would provide. And that is where we're going to pause Elijah's story. We'll continue it next week when he reaches the widow's house. Here are some things to remember from today's story. First, Elijah obeyed God. When God told him to do something, he did it. He trusted that God knew what he was doing and was in control. We need to remember this too. God tells us what to do in the Bible, and we need to obey him too. Second, Elijah saw the people worshiping many false gods. He knew that there was only one Lord, the one true God. When we read the Bible, we can see how there is only one God who sent his son Jesus to die on the cross for us. Elijah helped the people of Israel remember this. Lastly, Elijah led the people of Israel back to God. But unfortunately, it was only temporary because most of their hearts did not change. Elijah's story points us to Jesus on the cross. We all have new hearts when we believe in him and accept his forgiveness and grace. Here is our memory verse for the week. Let them know that you, whose name is the Lord, that you alone are the Most High over all the earth. Psalm 83:18.